Hey everyone, welcome to the HR Happy Hour Work Break with Steve Bowes and my guest today, Karen Hunter. Karen, how are you?
Hi, I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm a little tired, I have to tell you, and I think you possibly know why. We've been doing demo after software demo these last few days for the HR
Yes.
Tech Conference. I
Yes.
mean, it's fun, but it's tiring. We had a few today, a few yesterday, probably a couple more tomorrow. This is your first time through on this particular part of HR Tech,
Mhm.
working through all these demos. What do you think of all these software demos?
Okay, well, first off, I have to say I'm loving it. I love getting a sneak peek into everything that's going to be coming, a little bit more behind the scenes than I got to see last year at this
Sure.
point. But I do have to say, maybe even apologize. I mean, I was booking them last year, just like I'm booking them this year. And boy, I had no idea. When we're running them back to back or 3 or 4 a day, it can get kind of crazy.
Yeah, it can. I mean, it's good. And the reason we're doing all these software demos for people who don't know is as part of the HR Technology Conference this year, we're going every year. We go through a process of finding the best innovations, the newest technologies, the coolest and most cutting edge stuff out there. And there's a couple of awards programs that I'd always run in the summer and the fall, the top HR products of the year, as well as the awesome new technologies for HR. I don't need to go into all the details of how that all works, but I mean, we got over 100 plus submissions. We've read them all. And now I don't know how many demos we're going to end up doing, a lot of demos and to try to narrow it down on the top products of the year. So it's been super fun though. And really interesting. We saw a couple really good ones today, and it's fun when you can even I don't want to drop names yet but it's fun. One of the ones we saw today had some old friends as well that we've been working with a long time, and super cool to see those demos. And honestly, really cool to see, despite all the trials and tribulations of the pandemic and the work from home, that innovation is still happening, right? In our HR tech companies, they all made that pivot to work from home, right? Every call we have, everybody's scattered around their homes, including all the development teams, and honestly, software development was one of those occupations, right? That at least it was thought about for a long time. Hey, those people all really needed to be together, right? They needed to work together in close proximity in order to collaborate, in order to be productive and innovative. And I think we're finding out that's not necessarily true.
I think they're definitely proving that wrong. Because from what we've seen so far, there's a lot of innovation. I think that was maybe even coming up the pipeline before COVID really hit, that has really been or will be a game changer for the future, just being that all of us are scattered now.
Yeah, I think so. So you can expect some really cool things when we finally get through all these demos and we name the top HR products of the year and we see how that goes. But besides that, I mean, that's been a big part of the last, really the whole week here. I saw something that was, well, first of all, one of the last times you appeared on the show, at least one that I was on, we got a little picture of the goats. Let's get a goat update as a goat owner. What's happening with the goat family?
Okay, so with the goat family, I mean, we are growing. So little Stevie, he was our little guy that was on last time. Definitely the camera
My favorite.
hog. Yeah, so he turned 3 months old on the 10th, and he is now almost 50 pounds.
Wow.
The problem with him is that, one, he does not understand that he has horns on his head. So he loves to be held.
Okay.
Every chance that he can, if you go in there and sit down anywhere in their area, he's on your lap. And he is a little restless sometimes. So those little sharp horns get us every once in a while, underneath the chin, or Hallie took one to the eyebrow the other day. So yeah, but he's growing up. He still thinks he's a baby. I'm not sure what it's going to be like when this thing's 200 pounds and wanting to sit on our lap, but I guess we're just going to go with it.
Yeah, and I don't think you've managed to do this because you're busy with lots of other things and my dopey ideas. That I know I talked to you a while back about. There are zoos and petting zoos and some other places that are kind of renting their goats and other fuzzy, cute, furry type animals for corporate Zoom meetings and actually getting paid to do that. So I know there's still maybe something to think about. Get little Stevie the goat. Make him available for corporate Zoom meetings as a guest Guess what do goats do? What sound do goats make?
Oh,
When they
well,
make those sounds? I was going
I'd
to say a
say
guest
they
speaker, but he's not a speaker. He's a guest.
not really. They kind of baa a lot like a sheep, but
Okay.
Stevie kind of just likes to yell.
All right. A
He
guest
likes his
yeller.
yelling voice.
All right. We got to figure that out. We got to get Stevie back on a meeting, and maybe we could pitch him then to the folks who watch this show as, hey, get Stevie on your corporate meeting, $100 an hour or something like that. And that's not even a joke. Like the piece that we read about that, it
He
was
would get more than that.
yeah, it was quite a bit. The hourly rate for the goats probably higher than, my hourly rate, for God's sake. It's probably worth it too, actually.
Oh, absolutely. And when you're on a meeting, you're checking out, everybody else's background, what's going on in their house. So
Yeah.
it's obviously a lot of fun to see what's going on the farm.
Yeah. So anyway, well, good. I'm glad they're okay. Glad they're, a lot of work.
They are. They're a lot of work, but a lot of fun. And one other thing, which isn't about the goats, though, is we do have chickens too that we raised from a day old. And so we have had our first eggs. It's so exciting.
Wow.
Yeah. So we have one of our 8 chickens is now laying, and she's laying every day.
Good
So
Lord.
I guess we're like official.
These are the eggs you would eat at breakfast time? I'm talking these kind of eggs, right? Okay, gotcha.
We actually did. We tried them. We saved till we had 4 of them, and we had them last night with dinner, and farm fresh eggs are the way to go.
Wow. Have I ever had an egg that's quite that fresh? I don't think so. Nah, all right. Well, that's exciting. That's exciting stuff. Yeah, I used to be a horse owner, and I did that for a long time. So I know how much hard work it is to have all that space and all that land and animals. And I just was dealing with the one horse and maybe a dog too at the same time. But that's really cool. I have one other kind of interesting non-work stuff, non-goat stuff thing I saw, which was, how like they name football stadiums or basketball stadiums, like corporate sponsors now. So it can be like the Bank of America Stadium, which is the one here in Charlotte for the football team, and Busch Stadium in St. Louis, that's named right after the brewery. So where the Buffalo Bills play their games in Buffalo, the stadium had been called New Era Stadium for a few years. New Era is the baseball cap and the sport cap company. You've probably seen New Era hats everywhere.
Yeah.
New Era is actually based in Buffalo, and the stadium had been New Era Stadium for a while. Well, for reasons that don't really matter, New Era is leaving that deal. It's not going to be New Era Stadium anymore. And now the Bills will need to find, if they want to replace that revenue, I guess, find some other sponsor or naming rights kind of company. And so, Karen, one company that makes a product called the Tushy, which is a type of bidet, has jumped in, and they want to be the naming rights sponsor of the Buffalo Bills field. And guess what they would like to call the stadium?
I'm hoping it's not like the Tushy Stadium, but
it's close. It's even more. It's even worse, actually. They want they'd like to call it the Toilet Bowl, which it's always been kind of the classic kind of goofy name for like a football game or a football stadium that was very good. Oh, you're playing in the Toilet Bowl, right? So
yes.
I don't know if it's going to happen, but I thought it was pretty funny.
That might be interesting to follow up on. Let's see what happens with that one.
And I don't want to, I could very easily now, as someone who lived in Western New York for a very long time, which is where Buffalo is. I didn't live in Buffalo. I lived semi near there. I'd like to take a couple of shots at the Buffalo Bills, but I won't because their fans and their fan base is known to be really the craziest bunch, maybe out of all the league, maybe all of the leagues. I've got one Buffalo Bills story I'll tell real quick. I went to one game in this New Era Stadium. It might have even been called something even different before that. It was a long time ago, but when I was living up in Rochester, and I'm a New York Jets fan. That's my team. And I went to the game. The Jets were playing at the Buffalo Stadium, and I knew about the reputation. Don't wear your Jets hat or your Jets jersey. You'll be asking for a fight. Just be cool and you'll be fine. So I was just wearing just regular clothes. It was probably winter. It was probably a big heavy jacket or something. I made the mistake, Karen, of when the Jets scored a touchdown in the beginning part of the game, they took the lead. I made the mistake of doing not a full, jump, but just like just not much.
You made it known.
Within seconds, Karen, I felt something cold and wet and
Oh
running
no.
back of my head and neck and back. And oh yes, someone had thrown a beer at me from somewhere behind me, hit me square in the back of the head, down the neck. And you know what I did?
I can only imagine, Steve.
I did absolutely nothing because, and I got up and
You were
turned
outnumbered.
around. Oh my God, there would have been no more me. We wouldn't be doing the show. So I took my beating and for the rest of the game, refrain from any kind of emotional expression of joy at all. So tough place, I guess, is the point on Buffalo Stadium.
Well, that maybe they could handle a fun name for a stadium then.
Yeah, maybe so. But one could argue then that if there ever was a place that deserved the name, the Toilet Bowl,
maybe that's it.
Might be it.
I kind of like that I live near St. Louis. We'll keep the Busch Stadium there.
Yeah,
represent the beer.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'm glad the goats are good. I'm glad we're done with demos for the day. I'm glad you let me tell the Buffalo Bills stadium story. I think that's it. I think we've got to roll out of here on this.
That sounds like a good idea.
Good stuff. All right, cool. Thanks everybody for watching today's HR Happy Hour Work Break. Hope you're having a great day. And I guess we'll see you tomorrow. Bye for now.
Bye-bye.